Hey, welcome to the Thrift Shop. Today we're going to talk about the Chord Huei Phono Preamplifier. I've always wanted to hear the Chord branded products, but given the price, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow. I've been attracted to both the technology and the looks. Chord has come a long way with their DAC technology using terms such as taps. The Chord Cutest has been on my shortlist for some time now, but appears out of my budget given the recent price increases. The Chord Huei is currently around $1,500 and is not a cheap preamp. The Chord Huei unpackaging experience is well worth it for a moderately priced phono preamp. This can help with buyer's remorse. The Chord Huei is a relatively small device, packed with tons of features. The surface feels amazing, feels like a real brick. Once plugged in with its own external power supply, you are provided with a light show. Each one of the control buttons can switch color to indicate if it's running moving magnet or moving coil cartridges, along with subsonic filter, gain, and impedance. Even the central viewing window has its own green light, and at night puts a nice halo on your ceiling. On the output, you get both single-ended and XLR balanced output. Very unique for something at this price range. I plugged in the unit and started to listen, but I really had some trouble. I was running the Nagaoka MP300 and it had the loudest hum I've ever heard from a phono preamp. So I spent a few days checking out all of my connections and making sure everything was good. I went as far as buying an IFI AC Defender to isolate the ground. I tried other moving magnet cartridges and turntables, all with the same result. After a while, I finally gave up and switched to a moving coil running single-ended into my Musical Fidelity M3SI. The moving coil part of this phono preamp does not have the same noise issue as the moving magnet. I found it weird though. I would have figured that more gain through the moving coil would have increased the noise and not decreased it. So perhaps there's something to do with the specific moving magnet portion of this preamp that has an issue. Or maybe simply the unit I got. In my experience, do not buy this product if you're going to plan to use it for a moving magnet cartridge. The name Huei fundamentally means large. So please, parents, don't name your kid Huey. I assume Chord meant that they wanted this phono preamp to sound large, and I think they achieved that. I think they hit the mark with a wide and deep soundstage while running moving coil cartridges. Although I believe the soundstage will open up more when running balanced. While this device can run moving coil single-ended, it's definitely a moving coil and balanced output device. I ended up running the Chord Huei on my main system with the Schiit Jotunheim as a preamp and a VTV HypX Class D amplifier for a while, and also the Schiit Agir with my Zoo Omen bookshelf speakers. I was using various turntables but spent most of my time with the Riga Planar 1 and the Riga Enya cartridge. I should note that I'm not a big fan of the Riga Planar 1 and or the Riga Enya cartridge, but this is what I had available. With the Chord Huei running balanced, I don't get a tube-like sound. It doesn't feel like the mid notes are forward, they linger longer, velvet, liquid, none of that. But rather I get a sense of a linear, wide and deep soundstage with quick transients. The wide soundstage allows you to pinpoint instrument locations, and most of all, the drum strikes are fast. If you like soundstage, layering, then this is the phono preamp for you. And with this said, it isn't the largest nor the deepest soundstage I've heard, although it's much better than most. Operationally, I found this preamp to be one of the best that I've ever used. I found the gain and impedance buttons to be the best of any preamp. I admit I was a bit scared at first. Seeing all these buttons, colors, easy to mess something up, blow up an amp, speakers, who knows. In the end, I found that it's much easier to use these buttons to toggle through to get the best sound output. This is much better than using dip switches that are commonly on most preamps, as you got to flip a switch, turn it over, play. In this case, you can just simply toggle on the fly through the settings and understand what is the best sound for you. With all of this said, it's not all roses. Okay, one big issue that I have with this unit is the power button. It is just by the power connection and is rather small. Tiny, actually. While I don't have a problem turning the unit on, flipping it back off is rather impossible. I need to use a pencil or something sharp to turn it off. And many times I've had it toggle where it toggles on and off rapidly. I'm afraid that somehow I will damage this unit. So let's talk comparisons. And the reality is, not many phono preamps run balanced, only at the very higher end of boutique phono preamps. The only other phono preamp that I have that can run balanced is the IFI Zen Phono. And look, I didn't give the IFI Zen rave review, probably because I had the IFI iPhono 2 already in use, and that sounds a lot better. But I simply had it, and I thought I would try it. In my initial review, I did not run it balanced, simply because I was not going to spend $90 to $100 for a specific IFI cable to run 4.4 Pentagon into XLR. So in the end, this would be a new review for me, running the IFI Zen balanced compared to the Chord Huei balanced. Is this really even a competition? I mean, the Chord Huei has a price tag of $1,500. The IFI Zen is $189. So I sat down and I thought, I am going to spend the whole day, almost the whole day, listening to Led Zeppelin's self-titled album. And I must admit, it's not close, not even really close. The Zen was more like a wall of sound, kind of claustrophobic, and you could tell the clarity was not there. Now look, I'm not bashing the $100 to $200 preamps. They have a market and their place. Just please understand that they aren't the cleanest sound that you can have. My only advice is to try a variety of things, maybe go outside your price range just to understand the additional clarity that you can get. With these lower end $100 to $200 phono preamps, you do get good dynamics. You traditionally don't get good soundstage. And yes, you lose a little bit on clarity. The Huey, on the other hand, is full of nuanced details that you didn't even know were in the music. You can peer to music and hear each instrument clearly. Dynamics are on the same scale as the IFI Zen, it's just more alive. You get more details, more air. Now, I'm not bashing the IFI. I love IFI products. I have an upcoming review of the IFI Zen Air and the Zen Air DAC. I have the IFI iPhono 2, and I think that's a giant killer. And lastly, I have the IFI iCan Pro headphone amplifier. So yes, I really like IFI, but the Zen just doesn't stack up. In the end, is this a phono preamp for you? First of all, only buy this unit if you plan to run balanced and a moving coil cartridge. Otherwise, you have many other alternatives that are much cheaper. And lastly, you need to like Chord branded products. You need to like their looks and feel. Hey guys, I hope you liked this review. If you can, please hit like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Really helps out in YouTube channels like myself, so please like and subscribe.